Welcome back to Hearts of Iron. It is 1940, and things should be moving quicker and quicker starting at this point, because there's just one theater left, essentially, for quite a while, and it is, of course, France, and they got bombers and stuff, so... Anyway, the action over here, this is plains, this is what you want to fight in, really, as Germany, for sure, is pushed through the plains and kind of just move slowly in the forests and the rivers, just to keep up and not create too big of a front line. Now, one tactic that I like to use personally, and I think it's actually the best way to play a country like Germany in general in like combat warfare, is to simply run past everything. In this example, what you could do is turn these armor divisions around and just completely destroy this quickly, or you could have them spearheading all the way down as far as they could go, which is probably smarter, and then let your slow units who just can't keep up, in this case, these guys can't keep up as quickly, have them attack and take out these divisions that are just trapped. I think it's just smarter. Yes, you might lose some battles, but the goal is, once you exhaust a division, you send in another division. So what I'm going to do here is maybe I'll keep one of these two guys back here. Let me just see which one I'd rather do. It doesn't really matter. I guess I'll keep this guy here for now. This is probably a mistake, putting this guy in reserve instead of just pushing forward, but it's light armor. Light armor is kind of useless in my opinion in general. It's not really for fighting massive battles. So yeah, I just had that there, I guess. Anyway, this guy is coming from somewhere, who knows. And I have all these divisions over here to occupy some ports. And I put some militias in the big cities. I started making them about a year ago. I have not been keeping up on IC updates, but yeah, IC-wise, just making a little bit of everything, including now militias. Because I have MPs on them. MPs have good suppression, which is 3. And there's technologies as well over here for suppression 2. I haven't gotten it yet just because I've been worried about other stuff, especially this year. But yeah, militias in the big cities where there's big stuff, and the garrisons on the coastline for the anti-aircrafts, and then you have cavalry as well, I guess. They're kind of like just faster militia divisions. Anyways, where was I? Oh yes, over here, yeah, the goal is to just run past everything before they really redeploy from other parts of the front. This is gonna look pretty good very quickly. Aircraft-wise, everything is kind of just standing where they are. There isn't a big use for aircraft right now. You could just pound away at them, but I don't think it's really worth it. So I'm just taking my time and using my land units. And Navy, I was waiting for these to repair up. They're almost repaired. You want to also repair your stuff in the higher naval base tiles like this. Also, infrastructure is also very nice to have. Well, I guess it's Germany, right? Infrastructure is 100% no matter what. The goal is to have these parked over here in this tile, and then you just cross into Oslo and you just take the whole country immediately, because I think there's only one VP in Norway. So all you have to do is take one VP, which kind of makes sense because this is where all their IC probably is, right there. And then you get everything. So I will have to find some more stuff to occupy these additional ports. You do want to keep it, right? They have heavy water. So yeah, you want that. I guess one last thing. Technology screen. Yeah, this is a biggie for technology. So what you want to do is go for the super important things. Piercing, armor, some basic stuff over here. You want your IC. You want probably research efficiency still. Radar, I guess. Oh, that's one thing that I kind of glossed over. Now, you could do certain things with radar, like you could be cheeky and put radar all the way along all your borders. That's kind of lame. I don't do that. I just put radar in my capitals, so Berlin over here, and maybe Vienna if you feel like it. Maybe even Prague or something, somewhere over here. I'm just making radar only in Berlin, and you want to make radar anyways, just because it unlocks certain things. For example, you want to start getting some of this air detection stuff, and maybe secret weapons as well. I don't remember. Have radar requirements someplace. They probably do. It's probably like intermingled. Oh yes, the two most important techs are probably these two techs right here. just because it saves so much on supplies and keeping your stuff supplied. So yeah, go for these supply ones pretty much always as the priority for when you have a new year to research that. That's enough for that. I will just press play here and see what happens. Now, the goal, again, here is to get exhausted, and then as soon as they are about to be exhausted, you stop the attack, and you start the next one. Getting bombed over here, so let me just keep an eye on this. Yeah, look, I'm losing a lot of organization over here, so perhaps I should move some fighters. I don't really know where I have extra ones. I guess over here. Something I like to do also is when I have 2 wings of 3 stacked up, I like to reorganize them by pressing, I guess, R lowercase. And I just put all my stronger ones like this, so I have 197, 94. Then I have my more beat up ones over here. And the wing I want to use right now, I just rebase it again, reserve all the way across the country. And then I guess Brussels, right? I just pick the tiles I'm trying to fight in rather than fight over the whole country. I'll just fight in these tiles with the aircraft. Yes, they'll probably... See, look, right now they're going to go and intercept all over the place. They have an advantage, obviously, because I have a difficulty penalty. But other than that, they have radar plus 10%, so do I. And leader skill is a 4 versus a 1, so that's quite nice. Now I'm going to find this division. I'm going to stop the attack. Let 1 day go by. And now I'm going to attack with this dummy right here. And now there's a fresh battle. And you could see this goes on until they're all gone. And that's the strategy here. And then this will come around like this. That is the strategy. Let me just keep an eye. I just got a new tile right here. So come over here to the terrain map mode and see what's going on. Just keep pushing, I guess. I want to get these SS divisions... Actually, hold on. Why am I missing something? Is it because it's not made yet? Okay, I'm missing 1 brigade right here. It's not done yet, so it's kind of weird looking. But that is there. Yeah, the goal is to have these divisions somehow... I might just pull them off now, and like this, and send them over to Paris quicker, because Paris is a river, like everywhere, that you'll be attacking from on top of being urban, so it's quite nasty. You want those divisions in there when you need them to be. Yep, do that, it looks good. And I'm also attacking down here. I'm probably not going to break it. It's possible, though. This is just a garrison. This is quite nasty. So if I go to the modifiers, let's see. Port modifier, yeah, this is nasty. The way you're going to get this probably is by using TACs or cat. They find, but okay. There it is. Always bombing Dortmund. Yeah, the way you're going to get that is probably TACs or CAS. I mean, I'll just try it out and see what happens. If I ground attack that, what happens? Okay, yeah, I'm going to get fought immediately. It's not worth it yet, but at some point I probably will send in cast or something. So now I'll probably skip forward a little bit, and I'll let you know what's going on. One last thing to mention for sure that I just realized is that it is a new year, therefore you have new leaders, and as you can see, I have more leaders. Now what I like to do, and I'll just show you. What I like to do here is just uncheck everything over here and look for new wizards. I don't want to put wizards at the bottom, I'd rather have them at the top. So I look for the wizards, and whoever is not at least rank 2, I just put them as rank 2. Like that, and now if I recheck everything, I will show you how easy it is to find them in the future. Now, to find wizards, you just click skill, or rather rank, and then you can see all the wizards for future stuff. Something's actually pretty good. For example, you want to sort by traits for sure to find the double traits. So I just got a new militia division. I'll put some dummy on there. So I got some new level 4 guys. These are actually some pretty good guys. So I'll pick some, yeah, like that. Also, one last thing to mention is you get experience faster on your divisional commanders. So what you could do is find someone rank 6, rank 5. At some point, these guys will be higher than your, over here. Rommel is getting out-skilled right now. If you want, you could like get a level 8 or 9 guy way down here, and then swap him for here, and then you get a lot of supply consumption reduction from having a high skill guy at the army group level. Now, here's one of the best uses of TAC Bombers that I can find. It's taking out organization of units that are just being very pesky, because over here, I've been trying for like, over a week straight to just pound out these divisions, and it's just difficult because they could pierce everything, and they have dig-in bonuses and whatever, but they are low on supply. Oh, not yet, actually, but they will be soon. So if you send in some tax to soften them up, it helps a lot. So I'll try that right here. I'll try that on just this one tile. I'll probably get intercepted here, so perhaps I will go like that as well. Let's see, yeah, so the problem is they have so much stuff here that, yeah, they have anti-aircraft as well in these divisions. I didn't realize that. That's also not very useful. So maybe this is not the best idea, but in general, it is a good idea to always send in some tax, in this case, since they're soft units, to soften them up. Veteran army has just happened. This is one of those things that you just want to get as soon as possible, and it's one more reason to not call in allies like Italy into the war early, because these are some nice bonuses down here. As Germany, this one is essentially guaranteed, but some other ones are quite hard, like, let's see, Great Air Force takes some time, but Grand Fleet is pretty unlikely, at least for quite a while. This screen is very nice, and lots of bonuses to keep an eye on. It's 2 weeks into the year, and this is what you really want to see happen here. You want to abuse the planes. In this case, I have light armor over here with some regular armor, and I'm just kind of outflanking everything. Now, if you look at the VP map mode, there's VPs all over here, and they do have some IC as well and some other stuff. I kind of just ran past them, like I said, way back here, and I just kept going. And at this point, I can maybe hook around into Paris while I have my SS divisions right over here to the east. They're a little bit out of range, but if I work my way west and I push into this gap with these divisions this way, maybe I can actually get there, hopefully somewhat soon. Air combat has been picking up as well. I'm getting kind of beat up in some spots. As you could see, I took off some of these missions, but this shouldn't matter that much longer. Over here, I also will probably cross, just because, well, I'm pounding them from all kinds of directions, and I'm also sending a division, backup one, this one right here, to also push in there so I could exploit and keep going. This came from Luxembourg area. Now, production-wise, I put in some more stuff, but nothing really worth mentioning. Just make some of everything, keep practicals high, and that is the goal for now. Now over here, Paris is in sight. So, as you can see, I've just been pushing along the coast. I got all these VPs, as well as some other stuff, I guess. I should also have just taken this, or I'm about to, which is nice. It's just more VPs. It just means so that when I actually do capture Paris, which is 30 victory points, it should capitulate very swiftly. And again, one more time, make sure the war goal is for the fall of France, which you could add over here somewhere if you want to. It creates Vichy France, but if you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. It's just about 3 weeks into the year, and Paris is essentially getting surrounded. It's already gone as far as I could tell, because they can't even get these divisions in there to reinforce it fast enough. They are, like, if I want to, I could go like this, and just keep them pinned down, which is what I'm going to see what they have over here. They have some okay stuff, but they can't get there in time, so I'm attacking across the river into urban, but it's not going to matter. Over here, yeah, this is a complete mess for them. It's just great terrain, or at least it was over on this part. And I've just been taking out units left and right. Over here at the Maginot Line, they've been pulling troops off the Maginot Line just to try to have a frantic defense, but that's also why I push slowly on this side, just so the front line is shorter on my end, so I can keep them pinned down as they try to rush across to Paris. So let's just see what happens, I suppose. Okay, so the surrender progress is 61%, so I will probably need more of the Maginot Line, which is not a problem because I have a lot of stuff here, even though it looks like I don't. They have some combination of garrisons and non-garrisons, while I don't, so I should be able to quickly bully this around, and yeah, this is like 2 VPs, this is 2, this is 2, the whole line is 2 at the same time. I could push around Paris, or further this way, I suppose. 2, 3, 2. That looks good, so I will keep going over here. There it is, the fall of France. That was a bit harder than I thought it was, because I only had one division over here, and they had like 4 surrounding me that they moved somewhere from the east. And then this happens sometimes too, where you have pockets to clean up, but that's alright. So I'll just unpause it for 1 second and put some orders out to take care of this. Now, the goal I have is going to be Norway, followed by the Balkans. I think the game... Well, also, I will call Italy in as well, right? So many things to talk about. I'll be moving over probably like 3 tank corps to the Balkans. Maybe more. I'm not sure what they have. I'll have to take a look, but perhaps I will. Anyway, Hungary is already in the war. They're on my side. They've been called in, so they will probably garrison this border soon. Maybe Romania as well. Oh yeah, they got stuff over here on that border. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I will call Italy in right now. Now, I'm not gonna fight... where is it? Am I just blind? I don't know. Unpause it for a second. Oh, I already did that. Good. Yes, now I'm not gonna call in... Rather, I'm not going to fight with him in North Africa, because I think it's kind of lame. And the big problem, actually, is that there is a land route all the way to the Soviet Union through this route. If Persia joins a faction, you could move all the way from North Africa like this, all the way up to the border over here and over here. So I don't really think it's worth it, and to be honest, there isn't really a reason to take anything here at all. The reason is to get all of these bonuses down here. Italy has some stuff. I'm not sure which ones. They don't show up for me, right, as Germany, but if I was Italy, I would see all kinds of bonuses down here for taking all this stuff over here. But I don't have that. I don't care. I'm not going to boost AI even more. So I'm just going to maybe give them some air power. Maybe I'll give them some transport planes to give them some supplies. So what I could do, for example, is take one of these aircraft wings, put it down here in Rome, or like right next to Rome. And yep, I'll do that. And this wants to load. I'm not sure what I'm in range of actually hitting with air supply. I don't think I am. So I would have to make a chain, right? So I'd have to take this guy, and then just take one more of my guys and just pick a base like this. And then what you would do is use their own supplies. So you would go like this. You would air supply like that. Once he lands, he'll be able to do that, right? Air supply like that. And then this guy could go like here to here, right? And then he could supply like this. And that helps a lot. I don't think it helps enough for them to actually win right out, straightforwardly. But it does help to just make things last longer, because there should be a lot of units over here for the UK to actually just steamroll up here. Now, in the meantime, like I said, I'm going to... I just want to see something real quick. So how much IC do I have? Alright, so let's see. Resource-wise, not that bad, honestly. I could probably play the rest of the game like this. I don't see why not. So I will have to move some stuff around to these new tiles on the sea. Italy, I'll just resupply them for a little bit. And I might get some air experience as well to try to quickly push up on Veteran Air Force. I'm like 26 out of 250. Kind of bad, but that's alright for now. I will move some armor down the Balkans, and Norway is next.